Yo, what is up, guys? It is Game of Clash. Today we'll be talking about a $650 computer build I'll be doing for you guys. And this is a really good entry-level computer for gaming, and this will probably run every single game for a while. It's going to be at 1080p 60 FPS. You're not really going to be able to do 1440p or 4K, but for $650 this is an amazing computer for the price. So to kick off the build, we have the RAM, which is the Kingston HyperX Fury Black 8GB kit, and this is DDR4 2133 MHz RAM. This is really cheap, really cost efficient RAM that will last for a lifetime, and it's pretty awesome. Has black heat spreader colors and matching PCBs, and it is 288 pin DDR4 SD RAM. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the RAM. Not much to say about it. It's just really good RAM. And so now let's move on to the motherboard. For the motherboard, we have the Gigabyte GA H110 M motherboard, and it's a ATX motherboard that is really cool. Supports 32GB of RAM, has two 288 pin memory slots. Now, you guys might be kind of like iffy on this motherboard because it only has 2 RAM slots, but it'll do fine for our computer. This is really good price for a motherboard for our price point at $650. We can't really get too much like expansive stuff, you know, but this is a good motherboard, so we're just gonna have to do with our 2 memory slots. But moving on, it's still a really good motherboard for the price, and this will do what we need to do for our computer build. Next up, we have the EVGA 500 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. Now, this is a 500 watt 80 plus bronze efficiency certification power supply, and it is really cool. It's by EVGA, so you know it's going to be pretty reputable, and you have a lifetime warranty. So if this thing ever does break, you know you can still go back and return it anytime. It's non-modular power supply, which kind of sucks, but it's still going to do fine for our build. And it has a 120mm sleeve bearing fans, so there's not a whole lot to say about it, but it's still a really good power supply. It's cheap, it's really cost efficient, and it works really good for our build. So next up we have our hard drive, and the hard drive is a Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB hard drive. Now this is a basic hard drive. I've used this in like practically every single build I'll ever do, just because it's really cheap. It's like lifetime. The thing's never gonna break if you ask me, unless you have like just like messing with it and throwing it or something, you know. But it's a good hard drive. It's going to last us for a long time, and it's really good for our build and fits right in. And so for next up, for basically the heart of the computer, we have the Sapphire Radeon R9 380 4GB Nitro overclocked GPU, and it is a core clock, has a core clock of 1.01 GHz, 1792 stream processors, and rocks a 1 DVI-I, what is it, freaking video port, and then another DVI-D video port, and 1 HDMI, and then 1 display port. So it's a pretty good GPU. Some people don't like it because it only has like 1 display port, but it still has HDMI that supports it with the 4K, so it's really good. And it's DualX overclocked version of the graphics card, so it's pretty nice. I've actually used this GPU in the build with my friends, so it's pretty cool. Works pretty good, and it has really good speeds for our price point. For our CPU, we have the Intel i5 6500, not the K version where you can overclock, but it's still a really good CPU for the price. And we're not going to need to overclock because it's just basically a starter computer, and our motherboard doesn't support overclocking anyways. So, anyways, the CPU has a base clock of 3.2 GHz, which isn't bad, and it turbos up to 3.6 GHz in case you want to turbo it. And it has 6 MB of L3 cache, and it has 4 cores. So this is a pretty good CPU. A lot of people use the CPU in even higher price point builds, so there's not really much complaining about it. It's a really good CPU, and it'll last you for a long while. And this is a Skylake CPU, so it uses the new architecture by Intel. So this is a really good CPU. It has a new architecture, so this is a pretty new CPU. Supports DDR4 and DDR3 RAM, but it's a pretty awesome CPU. You can use 4K with this CPU. So that's all I really got to say about the CPU for now, guys. But now let's move on to the case. And for the case, we have the Raid Max ATX 402 WB ATX mid-tower case, and this is a really good case. It's not really that known, so this is a pretty good case I found. Really cheap. It's only 38 bucks, and it does include USB 3.0 ports on the front of the case, and so it has 3 external 5.2 inch bays, 3 internal, I meant external, but 3 internal 2.5 inch bays, and 3 internal 3.5 inch bays. So this does not include a power supply, but we already got one of those, so it doesn't matter. But it's a really good looking case, has a side panel, a glass side panel, and so this is a really good case for our money, and it looks like to me it looks like a $100 case. It's really nice design, really sleek, and I'm pretty sure you guys will love it. That's all for the computer build though, guys. I was going to include a CPU cooler that wasn't stock, but since the CPU we have in this build already has a cooler with it, like that comes with it, I didn't really care too much to buy a CPU cooler because you can get like the Evo one that's really nice and you'll never need to upgrade for like 29 bucks. But I don't know, it's kind of pointless right now because this is a really good entry-level computer that you only really need a cooler. That's insane. So yeah, guys, if you guys would like to buy the computer or just look at the parts in the description, I'll put the link for the part picker list. And so yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching up to this point. This is a really hard video to make for me. Like, these all are pretty hard to make, but I just do it just for you guys' entertainment. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So yeah, guys, please subscribe and like. That's pretty much it for the video, and peace out.